Talk, The Golden Bachelor Season 2. I am Paige Bambushi Roethlisberger.
Hi everyone, and I'm Naomi Bambushi.
And thank you guys for joining us as always. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe because we want to know what you guys are thinking about The Golden Bachelor. All right, Ma, we always like to start things off with a toast. We have several women that we need to toast to. We're not going to say their names, but several women left this week. So would you start us off with the toast?
Yes. I'd like to say let's raise our glasses to the recently departed ladies of The Golden Bachelor. Continued success, prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness. And ladies, I'm sure you're going to have a future on television. Salud.
Salud.
Okay,
I don't know about all of them now. Anyway, no, I'm just messing with you.
Let's see.
So as we start off the episode, there are several women remaining. Carol, Cindy, Peg, Cheryl, Debbie, and Nicole. So only 3 will remain after this episode. So we know we always have the dreaded group date, and so everybody is going to be included on this date except for one person. Now, 2 ladies haven't had a date up to this point, a one-on-one date, and that is Carol and that is Cindy. And those 2 are eagerly waiting for the final one-on-one date. So who does Mel choose? He chooses Cindy. So what are your thoughts about him choosing Sydney and not Carol, Ma?
That's fine. He chose who he wanted to choose.
Okay.
There's no other thought to have about that.
Okay. So let's fast forward to the group date, which is a spiritual group of 5 dates. The first one is with Peg, and Peg does like the mud bath. And I don't know, they seem to have strong chemistry. Peg is very like energetic and outgoing, so I think that those 2 kind of have something together.
Is Peg the one that rides the unicycle?
Peg was riding the unicycle. She's
Yes.
the fire bomb lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Very high energy.
And then we have Cheryl. Now, Cheryl to me is very strange. Something about her I don't particularly care for. I don't believe that her stories are very accurate. They always seem like, manufactured. Something about her I'm not feeling. But she told Mel that she was falling in love with him.
Okay.
Then we have Debbie. Now, Debbie does like the Tantric yoga. And she's straddling Mel, and they, have their little connection and everything. And she's, Mel, promises a rose kind of saying, I'd love to meet your family. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on him and Debbie?
Nothing. My thoughts are just wonderful. Let's see.
Okay. Then we have Nicole. Now, with Nicole, there's a tarot card reading. Now, Nicole brings up her Instagram content and her cookbook dreams, and it kind of turns Mel off a little bit or gives him some red flags because he's asking to know about her, and she's talking about, like,
business and money, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Mm-hmm. And as far as I'm concerned, good. Reveal all those things about yourself so people can know who you are. That's good. And that will help make a decision because it is so clear that she's only interested in promoting herself.
Mm-hmm.
Exclusively,
mm-hmm.
I would say. And that's not a good thing if he really wants somebody to care about him.
All right.
So, fine. If that's who you are, let me know. I'll believe it. I'll believe you are who you say you are and who you show yourself to be.
And finally, we have Carol. Now, Carol has the chakra-clearing, and eventually she, self-eliminates because she's like, well, I never had a one-on-one date with you. It didn't seem like it was really a priority. I like you, but, there was a reason. I don't think that he's my guy. And Mel, he seemed a little down about it, but not quite enough.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty indifferent.
Okay.
The same way he's been toward her all along.
Okay, because he would have
right. He would have chosen her for a date. Absolutely, I think she was right on, and I think she just jumped before she was pushed. That's all. That's what I think about that.
Okay. And so he has his one-on-one date with Sydney, and they go horseback riding at Griffith Park. They have a picnic, and they discuss her divorce and her desire to fall in love again. To fall in love slowly. The way she tells the story, she never was in love with her ex-husband.
What?
Like, she kind of felt like I guess she didn't have such a great upbringing, and she, felt that she was going to go into marriage thinking of more of like a business partnership than romantic. And she had
she stayed married a long time though.
Yeah, for 20 something years, right?
Yeah. She stayed married a long time.
So
I don't know how happy the marriage was, but she stayed in it for quite a while.
Yeah, so it was just I don't know. Anyway, Mel gives her a certificate for a star named after her. They kiss, and yeah. So now we have the rose ceremony coming up. So we know that 3 people are going home. So Sydney gets a rose. Peg gets a rose. And Debbie gets a rose. No Cheryl, which is fine because you know how I felt about Cheryl. But Nicole, she just knew she was getting a rose. What are your thoughts about him not giving a rose to Nicole?
Good. I think that was very perceptive of him not to give her a rose. I think you didn't even have to be that perceptive because she was very blatant about her mercenary personality. Yeah. Good on him.
Well, she says when it doesn't work out with the one you pick, and it probably won't, call me.
I don't think you'll call her no matter what happens. Okay. Good. All right. Good for him. Good for him.
Out of the 3 remaining, Debbie, Peg, and Sydney, we're going to their hometowns. We're going to see their family. Who do you think is the likely winner? Who do you think is most compatible with Mel?
You know what? I don't know. I know that's a cop-out, but I don't know. Let me see them a little more, and I can make a better prediction. Because in the past, when it was down to the final 3, they did something really strange. The person he claimed not to have loved all along,
Teresa,
Teresa, he ended up choosing, but then not staying with. But then he claims he had health issues. But I don't think he was, I think he was telling the truth about health issues, but I don't think that was necessarily the reason he didn't get along with Teresa. So let me see what sense I get out of it. When I see them, I can compare them and see them in a short amount of time, closely aligned, because the dates, those hometown dates are going to be back to back to back. So let me see what I can get from, because right now, I don't know. He seemed to mesh well with everyone he went on a date with. All his real dates were pleasant. Those group dates, forget, that's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a laugh. But the ones that he, went on the, legitimate dates with, he seemed to have all pleasant dates. Well, the only date that I thought was a little awkward was Nicole, and she's gone. And I only thought hers was awkward because she just kept kissing him and grinning instead of, making some conversation in between. She just seemed almost silly and kind of sexually aggressive, for the show, for what, the show is supposed to be about, So, give me a minute. Let me see them a little bit more, and I'll give you a better idea. Right now, it's to me all his dates. Like I said, I think he only had one bad that we saw that the viewing audience was able to see. He only had one, I thought, not so pleasant date. And then I would not have known that he interpreted the date as being not so pleasant, but for the fact that he didn't pick Nicole.
Yeah.
And he may have still enjoyed her on the date, but understood what her personality was about. So he just let her go. What she was there for. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. And so, I don't know, because all his dates have been really good. I don't know if I can tell, get a strong sense of anything in the, with these final 3, but I have a better shot. Right now, it's all up in the air.
Okay, well, who I like the best is Peg. I just like her personality. She has a lot of energy. She's fun. Debbie, I like Debbie too, but I worry about Debbie because Debbie has never been married, and I don't think that she has realistic expectations in general from a mate.
Oh, my personal taste is that for Debbie, the one who's never been married, she's a big red flag. I think he should almost run away from her, because whatever she's talking about, she has not made relationships a priority. They have not been important to her.
No.
And I don't know if that, is good or bad, but I wouldn't want to get involved with it. I would not want to get involved with it. Not at all. And that's because she hasn't made relationships a priority. And just really has no history. I mean, she doesn't even talk about a significant romantic history.
She said she was engaged before.
What?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, well, what, when and what, So for me, no. For me, no. Not Debbie.
I say Peg. I don't know. Do you have a favorite or?
I don't. Okay. Because what's the other one's name? The third one is Peg.
Sydney?
Cindy. I like the way she spoke with him about her past, and she seemed so, to me, yesterday they seemed to show her in the most positive light. I've seen her before, and she seemed like she was complaining about the other ladies and stuff that was a little bit catty. Not really mean, but just showed a little bit more insecurity than I'd like to see.
Yeah.
But she seemed very confident, very level-headed, and very open when she was talking to Mel on their date.
Okay.
Yesterday. So I'm going to say I liked her. Something resonated.
Sydney?
Yeah, with Cindy.
Okay.
Something resonated. I remember thinking that, oh, wow, Cindy, I didn't think you were that sensible or passionate or anything. But that I saw that part of her personality in last night's show. So Peg has always been showing good energy and upbeat and bubbly. She's always been showing that, So, and like I said, I've always gotten, strangeness from Debbie, period.
Okay. Well, guys, we want to know who is your favorite. Who do you hope he chooses? Do you want him to choose Sydney? Do you want him to choose Peg? Do you want him to choose Debbie? Let us know in the comments, guys. We appreciate you as always, and we will be back again next week with a brand new update after the hometown episode, which will always be dramatic. Well, we hope it'll be dramatic. Thank you so much, guys, for continuing to support this channel, and we will see you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bambooshi Happy Hour